Good afternoon. You are watching Undira News, bringing you a variety of actual, inspiring, and interesting information from different events around us.
From arts and culture, education, entertainment, economy, to public activities during the holiday pre-season. Here is the complete news summary.
Passenger traffic at Soekarno-Hatta International Airport has surged significantly ahead of the Christmas and New Year's holidays, prompting authorities to increase service and security.
Hello everyone, I'm Ria Safitri reporting from Soekarno-Hatta International Airport. And today the airport is busy because the Christmas and New Year holidays has started. Many people are traveling for their holiday, and since this morning many passengers have arrived, and most of them family and tourists going to different cities. And we can see long lines in the check-in counters, and many passengers bring big suitcases. Even so, the situation is safe and organized. The airport staff are ready and security is tight, and also passengers are also asked to come earlier to avoid delay. Now, let's talk to one of passenger about their travel experience. Halo, boleh tahu dengan Mas siapa namanya?
Mas Ahmad.
Oke, Mas Ahmad, kali ini mau pergi kemana nih?
Aku mau ke Surabaya sih.
Oh, oke. Dalam acara apa nih?
Liburan aja, terus ketemu orang tua juga.
Oh, I see. Gimana menurut Mas Ahmad situasinya di bandara kali ini, Mas?
Cukup ramai ya, mungkin juga karena pada mau liburan, terus juga tahun baru. Tapi walaupun ramai masih cukup rapi, terkendali juga, nggak yang kayak chaos banget gitu sih.
Masih aman ya berarti ya? Oke, sip. Terima kasih Mas Ahmad untuk informasinya. Okay, that's the report from Soekarno-Hatta International Airport, and back to the studio. Thank you.
We also have news coming from Puncak. Heavy rain and thick fog has caused slow-moving traffic in the Puncak area on the first day of New Year 2026. Motorists are advised to remain cautious.
Good afternoon, this is Muhammad Busromi Hendriani live reporting from Puncak Bogor. Today is the first day of 2026 and it is 6 p.m. Right now the road here is busy and slow, and it is cloudy and drizzling. And right now I want to do interview to villager here, and let's make in the interview. Let's. Pak, izin Pak. Perkenalkan Pak, saya Muhammad Busromi Pak dari kampus Dian Nusantara Pak, Jakarta Barat. Izin interview Pak untuk Jalan Raya Puncak ini. Pak, mohon izin Pak, Bapak dengan nama siapa Pak, tinggal di mana Pak?
Tinggal di daerah sini, nggak ada
Oh, berarti asli di sini Pak ya? Oh iya Pak. Pak, izin Pak untuk situasi arus lalu lintas di sini gimana Pak, izin Pak?
Ya, kalau untuk jalur puncak itu udah lama, tanggal merah, hari libur, pasti selalu one way, macet parah selalu.
Oh, berarti kondisinya selalu macet parah ya Pak, izin
Ya,
Pak?
tapi kalau libur panjang ya, kalau libur panjang paling sekitar 1 minggu aja.
Oh, seperti itu Pak.
Ya.
Nah, untuk para pendatang di sini Pak, untuk menjaga keselamatan, bagaimana Pak tanggapannya buat Bapak biar menjaga keselamatan?
Pendatang yang pada main ke puncak gitu.
Siap Pak.
Oh, untuk keselamatan sih ya mungkin kalau ya istilahnya kalau 1 minggu kan ini pagi biasanya kan satu arah ke atas.
Siap.
Ya kan? Nah, nanti jam 12 baru diputar satu arah ke arah Jakarta.
Sebaliknya berarti ya Pak ya?
Ya, cuman kesulitannya itu yang pada momen ke puncak, dia datang ke sini sore ya mungkin kejebak satu arah.
Gak bisa
naik.
ngelawan arus Pak.
Ya, nggak bisa.
Siap.
Paling solusinya jalur alternatif.
Siap. Lewat dalam berarti ya Pak ya?
Ya, jalur alternatif aja.
Oh, siap Pak.
Ya.
Siap Pak, terima kasih Pak atas informasinya Pak. Baik, terima kasih banyak
Ya,
Pak.
sama-sama.
Siap. That is the latest traffic and weather in Puncak Bogor. Back to you in the studio. Thank you.
Next news from Gambir Station recorded a sharp increase in passengers numbers as people begin traveling for the year-end holiday season.
Good afternoon, I am reporting live from Gambir Station in Central Jakarta during the Christmas and New Year holiday period. Gambir Station is experiencing a significant increase in passenger numbers. Since early this morning, travelers have been arriving with sweet buses and holiday packages, ready to spend the year-end break with their families or go on vacation. The situation here is busy but well organized. Station officers and security personnel are actively assisting passengers, ensuring smooth boarding and maintaining safety across the station. PT Kereta Api Indonesia has increased the number of train services and employed additional staff to accommodate the holiday rush. Passengers are encouraged to arrive early and follow station regulation for a comfortable journey. The passenger flow at Gambir Station is expected to remain high until the New Year celebrations. Reporting live from Gambir Station, Jakarta, I'm Laila.
For you upcoming investors, despite ongoing market fluctuations, blue chip stocks continue to show stability, providing confidence for investors.
Good morning. The domestic stock market showed a steady performance today, supported by gains in several blue chip stocks. These large cap companies continue to attract investor interest due to their strong fundamentals, stable financial performance, and long-term growth potential. Despite ongoing global market uncertainties, blue chip stocks are widely regarded as a reliable investment option, offering stability amid market volatility. To gain deeper insight into the outlook for blue chip stocks and current market condition, we spoke with Mr. Febri, a market analyst who share his views on investor sentiment and future market prospects.
Selamat pagi, kami bersama Bapak Febri, seorang analisis pasar modal. Bapak Febri ini seorang handal dalam menganalisa pasar modal terkait blue chip. Jadi Bapak Andi, bagaimana saham blue chip di pasar saham bekerja pada saat ini?
Untuk sekarang ini sih lebih ke arah stabil ya, dan nggak terlalu volatil. Kebanyakan investor sekarang itu lagi di posisi wait and see, cocok untuk akumulasi bertahap yang nggak all in langsung.
Oke. Dan lalu kemudian bagaimana peran dalam saham blue chip bagi maksud saya bagaimana blue chip lebih tahan terhadap gejolak pasar begitu?
Kenapa saham blue chip lebih bertahan di gejolak pasar itu? Fundamentalnya kuat, satu, liquidity-nya tinggi, investor sebagian pun didukung institusi ya. Dividen rutin dan rekam jejak yang bagus melewati krisis.
Oh, oke, baik. Kemudian selanjutnya mungkin bagaimana peran saham blue chip ini bagi investor pemula?
Buat pemula, kalau untuk pemula itu peran blue chip lumayan bagus ya, karena untuk pemula pondasi portofolionya itu bagus untuk di blue chip. Satu, Dua itu untuk resikonya itu tidak terlalu besar. Media bisa jadi media untuk belajar analisis saham juga. Dan kalau untuk pemula itu sangat dianjurkan untuk nabung saham ya namanya ya. Bagus untuk jangka panjang untuk pemula.
Oke, mungkin terakhir pertanyaan dari kami itu apakah saat ini merupakan waktu yang tepat untuk membeli saham dari blue chip ini?
Untuk waktu yang tepat itu nggak ada waktu yang tepat sebenarnya buat beli saham blue chip. Soalnya lebih aman itu dia pembelian bertahap daripada nunggu harga terendah baru belanja gitu. Cocok untuk tujuan sampai 5 tahun atau 10 tahun ke depan, fokusnya pada valuasi fundamental bukan rumor.
Oke, terima kasih Bapak Andi atas waktu luangnya. Mungkin sekian dari kami dan terima kasih banyak.
Next come from New Year's Eve celebration, communities across various regions welcome the new year with celebrations, fireworks, and public gatherings.
Right now, I'm currently at Sumarekon Mall Bekasi. Right behind me, a music event is taking place to celebrate New Year's Eve 2026. Since these afternoons, this area has started to become crowded by many visitors. People are coming with their families or friends to celebrate and enjoy this New Year's Eve 2026. Although the spectacular fireworks cannot be held due to certain reasons, many other exciting events, such as musical dramas and other performers, are being present to celebrate New Year's Eve 2026. In addition to the spectacular music event, many stores here are also offering discount and gift as part of the New Year celebration. That's all for the New Year's Eve in Bekasi that I can report. I'm Maulana Akmal from Sumarekon Mall Bekasi. Reporting. Back to the studio.
In the next news, we also have Sumarekon Mall Bekasi was packed with visitors celebrating New Year's Eve with entertainment and live performances.
I'm Citra Mutiara and now I'm here at Sumarekon Mall Bekasi where thousands of visitors have getting crowded since this afternoon to enjoy and celebration New Year's Eve. The atmosphere here is very lively and festive. Many tenants are offering big sales start from culinary, fashion, until beauty care products. Visitors are taking this moment to shop and spend time with their ones love as they wait for the new year. Not only attended by residents of Bekasi, but many visitors from outside, especially from Jakarta, who have come to be part of tonight's New Year's celebration at Sumarekon Mall Bekasi. In addition to big sales, the mall management has prepared a variety of entertainment programs like theatrical dance performance, magic shows, live band, and DJ, and a special performance by well-known Indonesian singer Iris Yura Yunita, who will sing her hit song and make the atmosphere even warmer and the New Year celebration more memorable. You know, it is a very exciting because of combination of shopping, promotion, and live entertainment has become an attractive concept and made Sumarekon Mall Bekasi to be one of the favorite destination for people to welcome the new year. That's all from me. I'm Citra Mutiara reporting live from Sumarekon Mall Bekasi. Back to the studio.
Next, at Tamrin Line area has emerged as a popular urban destination, attracting residents with its modern public space.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nizar Abdillah and reporting live from Jakarta. And today, I am at one of the most viral tourist spot in the city, Tamrin 9, also known as the Tamrin Up 9. This place has attracted many visitors because of its modern design and its strategic location in the heart of Jakarta. To get information, I will interview one of the visitors here. So, let's hear directly from one of the most visitor. So, sebelumnya boleh perkenalkan diri?
Oh ya, nama saya Alamin, saya dari Jakarta.
Oke. Menurut kakak, kesan pertama pas ke Tamrin Up-nya ini gimana?
Oh ya, benar-benar sangat bagus ya. Saya melihat pemandangan dari atas tuh, gedung-gedungnya tinggi-tinggi, bagus-bagus. Saya suka banget. Apalagi buat orang yang suka ketinggian, ini rekomendasi banget sih.
Oke. Kalau begitu, mungkin kakak merekomendasikan nggak tempat ini kepada penonton yang ada di rumah?
Iya, sangat merekomendasikan tempat ini. Seenggaknya sekali seumur hidup, karena tempat ini benar-benar bagus banget. Dan kalau kalian mau berbelanja pun dekat banget dengan pusat perbelanjaan, dan ada hotelnya juga di sekitar sini.
Oke, terima kasih ya.
Tamrin 9 has become one of Jakarta's newest attractions. Located in the city center, this area offers a modern urban atmosphere surrounded by tall buildings and busy city life. Many visitors come here to enjoy the view, take photos, and spend their free time. Tamrin 9 proves that Jakarta is not only business city, but also a place for recreation and tourism.
So, viewers, Tamrin 9 is not only a viral destination, but also a new urban tourism icon in Jakarta. That's all for my today report. I am Nizar Abdillah reporting from Tamrin 9, Jakarta. Back to studio.
Celebrating Christmas, residents spend the Christmas and New Year holidays in the Citra 8 area, enjoying various recreational activities.
Okay, hello viewers. Now I am at Citra 8 area, located in Kalideres, West Jakarta. As you can see, there are a lot of people are visiting here to watch sunset and food here. And I am so excited now to interview someone. So let's follow me. Halo, permisi Ibu.
Ya, halo.
By the way, dengan Ibu siapa?
Dengan Ibu Rahayu.
Oke. Ibu kesini, apa yang membuat Ibu tertarik untuk datang ke sini?
Oh, view-nya dong. Lihatin pemandangan ini, kalau siang bagus, kalau malam sejuk.
Oh, oke. Kira-kira tempat ini sangat recommended nggak buat yang lain untuk datang ke sini yang belum pernah mungkin?
Recommended banget ya, karena beda dari tempat lain dan ada nilainya tersendiri dari tempat ini.
Oke, terima kasih ya Bu.
Iya. Kerjanya saya gitu.
Alright viewers, that was fun, right? You guys can visit here when you are on vacation with family, friends, or your partner. That's all for me, and back to the studio.
At school holidays, Monas was crowded with visitors as families took advantage of the school holidays period.
everyone, I'm Arini reporting live from Monas in central Jakarta. As you can see behind me, thousands of visitors have gathered here to spend their holiday. Long lines can be seen at the entrance to the Monas Tower, while other visitors are enjoying the park, taking photos and buying snacks from vendors surrounding the area. For your information, Monas is an iconic landmark of Jakarta. Construction began in 1961 and it was officially opened to the public in 1975. The monument stands 132 meters tall and symbolizes the struggle for Indonesian independence. At the top sits a flame covered in gold. Visitors can take an elevator to the observation deck and enjoy panoramic views of Jakarta from above. Reporting live from Monas in central Jakarta, I'm Arini, back to the studio.
The National Library became an educational destination for students spending their school holidays.
Good afternoon, thank you. I'm reporting directly now from the National Library, and it's very busy today with many visitors. During the school holiday, the National Library becomes a favorite place for students and families. People come here to read, learn, and enjoy their time. The library has a quiet and comfortable reading rooms, and there are also special areas for children, older people, and people with disabilities. The library also provides braille books for visitors who cannot see well. The National Library has a special collection such as photos, maps, old manuscripts, and videos. And there are also many facilities like theater, hall, discussion room, and a canteen, also the prayer room. The library uses modern technology to manage books and lockers. On the top floor, there is a lounge with a very nice view, where the visitors can also enjoy a cafe inside the building. With many facilities and a comfortable place to study, the National Library is a good place to visit during a school holiday. Thank you. Back to studio.
Next, Sempur Park saw a rise in visitors during the weekend as residents gathered for leisure and exercise.
I am Siti Nurhasana reporting live from Sempur Park. Amidst the hustle and bustle of the city, people choose Sempur Park as a gateway from their daily routines. This park is a favorite spot from Bogor City residents for picnics, sports, or simply to get some fresh air.
Sempur Park is a city park in Bogor, offering green open space for family recreation, sports, and children's play. Every holiday, many residents take advantage of Sempur Park for family vacation or just get some fresh air.
Baik pemirsa, saat ini saya sedang bersama dengan salah satu pengunjung Taman Sempur. Dengan kakak siapa? Kak Nurma. Baik Kak Nurma, apa yang membuat kakak tertarik untuk main di taman ini?
Karena banyak sport olahraga, ada sepak bola, basket, skateboard, dan lain-lain. Banyak bus jajanan juga.
Baik, menurut kakak, apa yang membuat taman ini beda daripada yang lainnya?
Taman ini luas, mudah diakses, dan gratis.
Baik Kak, terima kasih atas waktunya. Besides the fresh air and beautiful views, many people come to this park because admission is free, making it a convenient place for those who want to visit. I am Siti Nurhasana reporting live from Sempur Park. Thank you.
Taman Wijaya Kusuma continues to serve as a green, open space for residents of Pondok Rangon.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Today I'm currently at Wijaya Kusuma Park, Pondok Rangon, Bekasi. Here we can see the crowds of visitors on this weekend, from kids to adults. The air is also very fresh. To come here, just come, and it's free of the visitors here. Okay, that's all for today's coverage. See you back at the studio.
Next news comes from Amaris Hotels that shows signs of recovery in early 2026 following efficiency policies implemented by the government.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. Dear viewers, I'm back with Miftah Farid for today coverage reporting live from the Amaris Hotel Mampang. The hotel sector showed signs of recovery in early 2026. Several hotels in major cities recorded increased occupancy rates in line with increased tourism and business travel. Amaris Hotel is a such hotel. Amaris Hotel is a 2-star budget hotel chain from Indonesia, part of Santika Indonesia Hotel and Resort and encompass Gramedia Group. It is now for its a smart hotel concept offering affordable accommodation with standard amenities, often with bright, colorful design, green, red, blue, and yellow. Targeting tourism and business travelers seeking affordable yet comfortable accommodation. One such hotel is the Amaris Mampang Hotel, where our currently staying in this hotel is one of many hotel Amaris hotels in Indonesia, always busy with tourists from both within and outside the city. Established in 2017, the hotel is strategically located in the Mampang Perapatan area, close to the Kuningan and SCBD office district. Furthermore, the Amaris Mampang Hotel is also close to its downtown Jakarta. With affordable rates, guests can enjoy clean room and varied breakfast menu. With increasing public mobility and increasingly busy tourism agendas, the hotel sector is optimistic about its continued growth and contribution to national economic recovery. Untuk sekarang saya kebetulan sudah bersama Bapak Arkan, pegawai dari manajemen Amaris Hotel Mampang. Gimana Pak Arkan di sini untuk tingkat hunian di tahun 2026 ini sama untuk pencapaiannya gimana?
Untuk di tahun 2026 ini bisa dibilang masih low ya, karena kan masih baru masuk kerja nih, orang-orang baru pada beraktivitas lagi. Jadi tingkat huniannya masih bisa dibilang yang merangkak lah, baru perlahan naik lagi dari hari libur panjang kemarin kan sepi, sekarang sudah mulai membaik sih, merangkak lagi.
Oh, berarti kalau seperti itu sudah menuju membaik mungkin ya?
Betul.
Ya, baik. Terima kasih Pak Arkan atas waktunya. And I'm Miftah Farid, take my leave and return to the studio. Thank you.
We have news also from PT Mesto has once again achieved the Great Place to Work certification for the 3rd consecutive year.
Hello, good morning. I'm Titi from HR News. So I'm happy here to interview one of the HR team to find out how Metso, the company with headquarters in Finland, in Helsinki, with 70,000 employees worldwide, can manage the certification for Great Place to Work in Indonesia. Hi, good morning, Miss Anne. How do you do?
Good morning, Bu Titi. I'm very well, thank you, and nice to meet you.
So I would like to know about Indonesia company here from Metso. So can you tell me a bit more about the company in Indonesia?
Okay, I would like to say that we are a big company in Indonesia. Metso have 3 places in Indonesia, first in Jakarta, second in Surabaya, and the third is in Papua, in Freeport.
Okay, so with the 3 locations there and the main office, I think, in Jakarta, how did you obtain the certification for Great Place to Work?
Okay, absolutely. We have several things that we do regarding to employee. We have like
maybe activity,
engagement activity, employee activity to lead employees to have a good
engagement.
Good engagement. We are happy with our office,
and also Metso has a very good branding. That's why it's for you easier to make the certification.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think the most important thing is from the recruitment. How did you do to make that the applicants wants to apply position in Metso?
Metso has a good system about the recruitment. We involve many candidates. Also, we do some screening, a good screening. We have good or proper onboarding process also since they're joining us.
Okay, and from the recruitment side, you mentioned that you have a very good system. Is it? Does it mean that Metso do the inclusivity on the recruitment?
Yes, of course. Inclusivity is an important thing for us. We not like separate candidates. We open the best candidate we choose.
Miss Anne, congratulations once again for the achievement.
Thank you.
I'm so happy meeting you here. So with me now, Miss Anne from HR team, and we are reporting for the 3rd achievement for Great Place to Work in Indonesia. Well done.
Thank you, Steve.
The next news from Bojong Night Market, it plays a significant role in supporting local economic activities and small business.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back with Amelia on News TV as a reporter on Jati. Tonight I'm at the Bojong Night Market. Here, one form of the people economy continues to grow with the presence of traders who are given stall, providing them with sufficient employment. This market is held only every Saturday night. For more details, let's talk to Search. Shirley?
Hello.
Hello. Sir, what do you think about this night market?
Okay. Hello. By the way, my name is Surya. For me, personally, I'm so very happy that today, in every Saturday night, we have a night market in Rawabuaya, Jakarta City.
What are something in this night market, sir?
For night market, can you look here? In every can you look around here? In every have many merchant that they are selling some food, small stuff for the house and playground for a child. And you can look around here. You can see today is very crowded. Because why? Because in night market Rawabuaya, some people bring their family for once a week.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks from me. Thank you and good night.
Coming from the performance news, the theater performance titled Panggil Aku Sakai attracted audience attention with its strong social message and emotional storytelling.
Okay, thank you studio. I'm Ermina Baban reporting live from Graha Bakti Budaya at Taman Ismail Marzuki, Menteng Sentral, Jakarta. Today is Monday, December 15, 2025 at night Jakarta time. Now here is the main information from today's event. Graha Bakti Budaya is holding a theater performance series that presents traditional stories and religion culture with performance focusing on culture, heritage and social life. To give you more detail, here is the performance schedule. On Sunday, December 14, 2025, there are Burung Manyar Kita by Bengkel Seni Embun and Hikayat Sampeda by Theater Sapulidi. And then today is Monday, December 15, 2025. Dewa Roh and Call Me Sakai, or we can call Panggil Aku Sakai. Today's theme is Suku Seni Riau, which is show the culture and identify the Riau community. If you plan to attend, here's the ticket information. For the event is open for the public and free of charge, and visitor can register online or register at the venue, depending on the seat availability. Before entering the theater, visitor can also visit several tenant booths around the venue, like this booth offer traditional religion, like clothing, local book, and locally t-shirt made by local, giving visitor a chance to explore and support the local culture and creative product. This event is not only about entertainment but also about the purpose. Around 300 until 100 people, including students, artists, and public, attend for this event. To learn more about this program, let's hear directly for the event committee. Oke, kakak dengan kakak siapa?
Saya Iqbal.
Baik kakak Iqbal, mungkin pertanyaan singkat atau bisa diceritakan secara singkat apa sih tujuan utama dari penyelenggaraan pertunjukan teater saat ini?
Oke, pertunjukan teater saat ini tuh berarti maksudnya yang suku Sakai ya? Oke, tujuannya adalah pertama tentunya mereka dari Riau, kita hadirkan ke sini tujuannya untuk pertemuan, dan konsep pertunjukannya mereka memang membicarakan tentang bagaimana nasib teman-teman suku Sakai yang ada di Riau itu mengalami perubahan dan bagaimana mereka bersinggungan dengan lokalitas dan modernitas, seperti itu.
Baik kak, dan apa harapan panitia ataupun penyelenggara setelah masyarakat menonton pertunjukan ini, terutama bagi generasi muda yang mungkin saya lihat tadi banyak sekali ikut menonton, ikut serta seperti itu kak?
Ya oke, harapannya sih tentu pasti bagaimana kita mulai mencintai lingkungan kita, alam kita, ekologi kita, karena di sana kita tinggal dan disinilah kita hidup. Jadi kalau bukan kita ya siapa lagi, seperti itu.
Okay, baik. Thank you, Kak. Okay, so everyone, before we close, here is some information about the venue. Graha Bakti Budaya is the main theater hall in Jakarta and often used for art culture event. While Taman Ismail Marzuki continues to be important cultural center in the city. That's all from Graha Bakti Budaya, Taman Ismail Marzuki, Central Jakarta. I'm Ermin Nababan reporting live and back to studio. Thank you.
Dan kita sambut sutradara Marhalim Zaini.
Next, we have students from Dian Nusantara University visited iNews to gain first-hand experience in journalism and broadcasting.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I would like to report about a visit to the iNews studio TV. On Monday, students from Dian Nusantara University visit the iNews television studio. The visit started in the morning. The students were welcomed by the iNews staff. During the visit, the students learned how television programs are made. They saw the news studio, camera, light, and the control room. The staff explained the process of broadcasting. After that, I will going interview one person from student Dian Nusantara University. Baik, selamat siang pemirsa. Dengan saya Fadli Adrian dari Undira News TV. Bersama saya dengan di samping saya bersama Bapak saya, Pak.
Saya Bapak Fawas, Pak.
Baik, Bapak Fawas, bisa ceritakan pengalaman Anda kunjungan di Ayus TV sekarang, Pak?
Kunjungan hari ini alhamdulillah berjalan dengan lancar. Terus juga kebetulan kami dari mahasiswa Undira melihat gimana sih media itu caranya produksi berjalan. Ternyata cukup kompleks dan sangat lengkap sekali gitu Bapak Fadli.
Kemungkinan kedepannya mungkin ada kunjungan lanjutan bagaimana, Pak?
Berhubung karena saya bekerja di sekolah juga dan di sekolah itu terdapat unit SMK, kemungkinan nanti akan ada kunjungan lanjutan tapi di tempat saya bekerja sendiri. Ini kan ini kunjungan kampus yang mana saya mahasiswa dari kampus tersebut, dan untuk selanjutnya saya akan membawa siswa-siswa saya, Pak, untuk berkunjung ke sini karena sangat menarik sekali, Pak.
Menarik sekali, Pak. Terima kasih Bapak Fawas atas waktunya. Kembali lagi ke studio. Terima kasih.
For you horror movie fans, we have news about the sequel of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 delivers darker storytelling and thrilling scenes for horror movie fans like you.
Hello, I'm Mashito and I'm standing on the cinema CGF for the new Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. Okay, everyone is asking one big question. Is this movie scarier than the first one? Okay, the first film had some jumps, but fans want more terror, and this sequel promises new animatronics, darker story, and bigger fights. Okay, so let's see if it really is more terrifying. Okay, now I'm going to ask one of the viewers of the movie and find out what makes this movie even more terrifying than the first one. Okay, so let's see guys. Oke, halo kakak, boleh permisi sebentar kak?
Boleh.
Oke, kakak habis nonton ya tadi ya?
Iya, tadi aku habis nonton film.
Kakak nonton film apa ya?
Tadi habis nonton FNAF ya.
Oh, FNAF ya, FNAF 2. Oke, kebetulan banget nih kak, sekarang topik kita lagi nonton film FNAF 2. Nah, kakak kira-kira gimana nih perasaannya setelah nonton? BTW kakak udah nonton yang pertama belum sih?
Tentu aku udah nonton yang pertama ya, terus yang kedua ini seru banget.
Oke, terus menurut kakak nih lebih terrifying mana nih, yang the first one or the second one?
Tentu yang terbaru ini ya, dia banyak banget jump scare-nya, jadi aku coba sih.
Berarti lebih seruan yang kedua ya. Oke, kalau kakak mau ngasih rating nih berapa nih buat yang pertama dan yang kedua?
Kalau yang pertama mungkin 8 ya, terus yang kedua karena jump scare-nya banyak, of course aku kasih 9/10.
Oke, thank you banget ya kakak ya untuk waktunya ya. Oke, terima kasih.
We'll be back shortly with more reaction from fans stepping out of the theater. Until then, if you're heading in to watch, keep your eyes open, your flashlight charged, and whatever you do, don't let them catch you after midnight. Okay, I'm Mashito reporting live from CGF Cinema Central Park. Okay, back to you in the studio.
Thank you.
Next, the Khotaman and Imtihan of the Quran event was held solemnly to honor students who completed their Quranic studies.
Okay, thank you studio. I'm Farida Sofianti reporting live from Husnul Khotimah Mosque, Bekasi City, West Java. Today is Sunday, 21 December 2025. The following is information about today's event. So, Omah Quran Al-Fatih is holding a Khotaman and Imtihan event today at the Husnul Khotimah Mosque, Jatiasi, Bekasi City. This event runs from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and is attended by around 500 participants consisting of students, teachers, parents, and invited guests. Khotaman and Imtihan are regular events held by Omah Quran Al-Fatih as a form of evaluation of Al-Quran learning achievement as well as a means of spreading Islam. In this event, students are openly tested on their turtle reading or memorization or Hifzul Quran skills in front of examiners, parents, and the general public. Omah Quran Al-Fatih itself is a Quranic educational institution that was established in 2014 and currently has 1,062 students consisting of children and adults. The event carried the theme Raih Keberkahan Semesta dengan Al-Quran with the aim of fostering enthusiasm for interacting with the Quran, motivating students and parents to maintain their memorization and creating an environment conducive to development of Quranic values in society. Appearing as the keynote speaker, Ustadz Kiai Haji Dr. Muslih Abdul Karim MA emphasized in his sermon the importance of safeguarding the Quran as entrusted by Allah to mankind. Okay, to know more about the objective and aspiration of this event, I have spoken with one of the organizers of the Khotaman and Imtihan at Omah Quran Al-Fatih, Ustazah Ananda. Ustazah Ananda bisa jelasin apa makna penting dari kegiatan ini?
Baik, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dari kegiatan wisudan Omah Quran Al-Fatih, kita sebagai ustazah dan guru-guru di sini bertanggung jawab untuk membentuk anak-anak santriwati, bukan hanya sekedar menghafal dan membaca Al-Quran saja, tapi gimana caranya supaya bisa menjadi generasi Qurani yang bermanfaat bagi umat dan juga menjadi penyejuk hati umat dan masyarakat sekitar.
Baik, apa sih yang membedakan imtihan ini dengan ujian biasa di kelas?
Yang membedakan itu sebenarnya kalau ujian di kelas kan hanya dites sama guru-gurunya saja. Cuman kalau di imtihan secara sekarang ini adalah bedanya diuji secara publik juga, diuji oleh bapak ibu orang tua dan juga para hadirin yang datang di acara ini.
Oke, terakhir nih Ustazah, apa harapannya Omah Quran ini melalui kegiatan ini, apa harapannya untuk Omah Quran?
Harapannya bagi santriwati dan juga wisadawan dan wisadawati adalah setelah lulus dari Omah Quran ini, harapannya bisa menjadi generasi Qurani yang bisa membantu masyarakat dan menjadi penyejuk umat atau masyarakat juga, dan bertanggung jawab atas hafalan yang dihafalkan.
Baik, terima kasih Ustazah. Through this Khotaman and Imtihan activity, Omah Quran Al-Fatih hopes to produce a new generation that is not only proficient in reading and memorization, but also possess good learners, good manners, responsibility, and deep love for the Quran as a guide for life. So that's all from Husnul Khotimah Mosque, Bekasi City. I'm Farida Sofianti, reporting live back to studio.
We also have news about a book review and a talk show with a discussion exploring how artificial intelligence is transforming the world of journalism.
Good afternoon. My name is Rezaldi Naufal, here reporting at Universitas Dian Nusantara, that held a book review and talk show titled AI Disruption, when journalism is hijacked by algorithms. The event featured the author Apni Jayaputra and was attended by students from various departments. In a brief interview, Ms. Mai explained the main reason for the university decided to organize this event. She stated,
untuk sumber penilaian, yang pertama itu yang pasti untuk penilaian anak-anak dan gimana untuk membentuk pengalaman lah sebagai pengalaman proyeknya mereka gitu untuk kedepannya di dunia bekerja seperti itu.
She also shared her hopes for the students who participated in this program. According to her, the university expects the event to provide benefits such as
pasti pengetahuan, juga juga perasaan yang tidak terlupakan kalau misalnya gue pernah menjadi bagian sebuah event gitu. Ada perasaan bangga yang dimunculkan gitu.
And additionally, Ms. Mai mentioned that the university plans to continue similar initiatives to strengthen students' digital literacy. She added that
kalau misalnya kegiatan serupa mungkin akan mengadakan event lagi, iya pasti, karena memang sudah penilaian dari mata kuliah.
Iya.
Tapi kalau misalnya untuk event yang serupa kayaknya enggak deh, karena kita mau ngadain event yang lebih besar lagi kalau bisa gitu.
Yeah. And so the event took place at the 6th floor auditorium in Tanjung Duren campus and received a positive response from all the participants. Reporting from Universitas Dian Nusantara, this is Rezaldi Naufal, signing up. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. The book review and talk show called AI Disruption: Journalism is Hijacked by Algorithms at Universitas Dian Nusantara went well thanks to the committee's good preparation. In a short interview, the committee chair explained the preparation before the event. They said, "We prepared the event through many online meetings because the schedule changed a few times."
Menyiapkan acara, kebetulan kita kebanyakan meeting online. Nah, di meeting online itu kita ya saling bertukar pendapat lah dalam menentukan RAB, menentukan ide acara, lalu mau entertain seperti apa, lalu konsumsi seperti apa. Kurang lebihnya ya dalam pengelolaan event ya kita godok dalam meeting online itu karena kebetulan kita terkendala waktu dan jarak ya. Jadi kita meetingnya online gitu sih Pak.
They also share the biggest challenge during the preparation. According to them, meetings were not very comfortable. Even though they are easy to do, meeting offline feels better.
Kebanyakan pekerja ya benturan waktu sih, dan untuk meeting offline itu agak susah karena seefektif apapun meeting online menurut saya perlu meeting offline itu untuk bonding, untuk nyatuin visi misi itu perlu.
Before the interview ended, the committee chairs shared their thoughts for the participants. They said, "We hope all participants can get new knowledge about journalism in the AI era and learn something useful from this event."
Itu menurut saya di era sekarang lebih banyak kolaborasi ketimbang kompetisi. Jadinya lebih jos, lebih keren.
With support from the whole committee, the event ran successfully and got positive responses from the audience. Reporting from Universitas Sedia Nusantara, Rian Febi Sofia.
Next, we have a news from the movie Jujutsu Kaisen Shibuya Incidents and Calling Games. The adaptation impressed anime fans with intense actions and high-quality visuals.
Hi audience, back to Ade Sofiana here, reporting on this week trending movie. First of all, thank you to our team in the studio and to our viewers at home. And right now, as you can see, I'm at CGV Cinema Central Park, Jakarta. This week, many trending movies are showing in the theaters. And one of the most popular is an exciting anime film, Jujutsu Kaisen, the movie, Shibuya Incident X The Calling Game. As you can see this poster. And previously, this anime was also very successful with the movie Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, which received positive response from a lot of audience. This latest movie continued the story with the darker conflict, more intense action, and impressive visual. To find out how exciting this movie is, I will talk to one of viewers who was just watched Jujutsu Kaisen, the movie Shibuya Incident X The Calling Game. So, let's talk. Halo Kak.
Halo.
Hai Kak, boleh minta waktunya bentar?
Boleh?
Iya, oke. Aku mau interview sebentar ya. Kakaknya tadi barusan habis nonton film atau belum nih?
Sudah Kak.
Oh, udah nonton film ya? Kakak barusan nonton film apa nih?
Itu Jujutsu Kaisen yang terbaru.
Oh ya?
Iya.
Wah, kebetulan banget. Di sini aku juga lagi ada liputan untuk Jujutsu Kaisen. Menurut kakak nih, film Jujutsu Kaisen yang sekarang ini gimana tuh ceritanya? Seru gak?
Oh, menurut saya seru banget sih. Iya, benar-benar upgrade dari film yang pertama. Dia lebih banyak actionnya, animasinya menurut saya mungkin lebih bagus ya.
Oh, lebih bagus ya. Dan untuk konfliknya itu bakal lebih gelap juga ya daripada yang Jujutsu Kaisen Zero sebelumnya.
Kalau ceritanya sih iya sih lebih gelap sih.
Oke.
Iya, benar-benar.
Oke, untuk poinnya menurut kakak gimana nih untuk film yang terbaru?
Untuk film yang terbaru, poinnya saya kasih dari berapa per 10 gitu misalnya. Kalau untuk film pertama saya beri poin 8 per 10. Kalau yang terbaru ini 9,5 per 10.
Wah, berarti filmnya itu bagus banget dan rekomendasi banget ya Kak ya. Oke, thank you banget Kak untuk waktunya ya. Makasih. Okay, that's the excitement of Jujutsu Kaisen, the movie Shibuya Incident X The Calling Game, which is now showing on the theater. And this movie is very great choice for anime fans who want to enjoy action, story, and amazing visual on the big screen. As you can see before, one of viewers get 9.5% for this movie, so it's very recommended anime movie. And I'm Ada Sofiana, reporting live from CGV Cinema Central Park. Back to you in the studio.
Still in the world of cinema, we have news about the XX1 Cinema, where crowded as audience flock to watch Avatar: Fire and Ash.
We are currently at an XX1 cinema at Jakarta Theater, where the atmosphere is already crowded despite the screening time being scheduled for 7:14 p.m. Since around 7 p.m., many visitors have arrived early and filled the waiting area. This high level of activity is also reflected on the cinema information screen, which shows that Avatar Fire and Ash is currently the most purchased movie today. As the time approached 7:13 p.m., the crowd continues to grow with more people gathering to wait for the screening. Families are also seen bringing their children, as the film is suitable for audience age 13 and above.
So tonight I'm here with Miss Rahmi and we will ask a few questions. Halo Kak. Kak, kalau boleh tahu kenapa sih milih film The Fire and Ash malam ini?
Saya milih film ini karena udah menantikan dari lama sih Kak. Di Avatar 1 dan itu seru banget, dan Avatar 3 ini justru lebih seru lagi, dan ini cocok untuk semua kalangan dan tentunya semua orang yang nonton tadi sangat antusias sih Kak.
Kalau boleh tahu nih Kak, gimana sih suasananya malam ini di XX1 tuh? Ini rame atau gimana?
Untuk suasananya sangat happy banget ya, dan rame banget pastinya, karena kita udah menantikan film ini dari berbulan-bulan yang lalu, justru bertahun-tahun yang lalu nih Kak, dan ini sangat happy sih. Tadi banyak yang nonton, hampir full ya satu studio, dan ini tentunya sangat antusias dari semua kalangan sih Kak, dan cocok untuk semua kalangan juga.
Oke, berarti menarik banget ya Kak buat itu.
Iya, sangat menarik sih Kak.
Oke, terima kasih Kak untuk pertanyaannya. So that was our interview and back to the studio.
After the screening, many viewers appeared impressed and satisfied, leaving the theater with positive reactions to the movie.
For the next movie, Zootopia 2 became a favorite family movie throughout the holiday season.
Good evening, dear viewers. My name is Jason Lenardi, reporting live for Undiwa TV. I'm currently in Central Park's CGV Cinema, where the atmosphere is wonderfully captivating for those who want to enjoy the evening by watching some of the newly released holiday movies. The air of the holiday season has brought our attention to Zootopia 2, the much anticipated sequel of the 2016 comedy animated movie. The early screenings critics hailed this film as an upgrade from the first movie, featuring dazzling visuals, sophisticated humor, and heartfelt chemistry from one of the most endearing buddy pairings in ages, Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. Now, we're going to ask one of the moviegoers who may have watched the movie for some insights. So let's get going. Misi Kak, boleh pinjam waktunya sebentar Kak?
Iya boleh. Boleh.
Kakak sudah nonton Zootopia yang terbaru? Zootopia 2 sudah nonton?
Oh, Zootopia 2 ya? Barusan kita nonton.
Oh, kebetulan banget. Zootopia 1 sudah pernah nonton Kak?
Belum.
Oh, belum ya? Tapi menurut Kakak filmnya lucu nggak Kak?
Lucu ya.
Kakak juga
lucu sih.
Menurut Kakak filmnya ini salah satu film terbaik untuk liburan ini bukan Kak?
Ya, untuk di tahun ini salah satu film yang terbaik. Salah satu ya.
Iya. Kalau Kakak?
Iya, sama
ya. Oke Kak, terima kasih waktunya. Semoga selamat melanjutkan liburan Kakak ya. Okay. So there you have it, dear viewers. Zootopia 2 is one of the most captivating movie to watch in this holiday season. And now we're going to display this wonderful atmosphere of the holiday season at the CGV Cinema.
As we can see, the mood at the CGV Cinema here is very cozy and nostalgic, with families, friends, and moviegoers who are here to enjoy the holiday season by watching some of the newly released movies like Zootopia 2. Reporting live from CGV Cinema Central Park West Jakarta, I'm Jason Lenardi, back to you in the studio.
For you out there who wants to go to events, we have Subarashi Matsuri 2025. Subarashi Matsuri 2025 showcase Japanese culture through performance and exhibitions.
Thank you, Naza. Hey, Otaku friends. Subaru Matsuri 2025 is here, and let's celebrate the end to year with an amazing Japanese vibe at Cibubur Junction. It's Jakarta. Subarashi Matsuri is our vibrant Japanese festival featuring exciting events like Japanese karaoke competition, idol performance, random play dance, and cosplay competition. Damizao. Cibubur Junction is buzzing with Japanese excitement. Visitors can enjoy authentic Japanese food, merchandise, and tons of fun activities. Subarashi Matsuri 2025 runs until December 28, 2025. Don't miss the time. I'm Nachan, reporting live from Cibubur Junction. Back to Naza.
Next, there are festival in Medlan Cibitung. The annual festival in Medlan Cibitung brought entertainment and excitement to visitors.
Okay, thank you. Hello viewers, I'm Siska Fitrianti, reporting live from Medlan Cibitung to Stasiun TV Undira. At the moment, a lively public festival is taking place here and has attracted many visitors from the surrounding areas. There even over a wide variety of delicious food from traditional local cuisine to popular modern snacks, all available on numerous food stalls. In addition to culinary attraction, the festival also features several fun rides and entertainment, especially for families and children. One of the highlights of this event is the live music performances, which are held every weekend, creating a more vibrant and enjoyable atmosphere for visitors. The organizer hope this event can become a regular weekend destination for the community, while also supporting local small business and providing affordable entertainment. Okay viewers, that the atmosphere of the public festival at the Medlan Cibitung. The event is open to the public and continue every weekend. Reporting live from Medlan Cibitung, I am Siska Fitrianti for Undira Stasiun TV. Back to studio.
We also have news about Makmur Jaya Store, as Makmur Jaya Store continues to grow as a trusted local business.
Good morning viewers. One of the store that continues to attract a large number of customers is Makmur Jaya Stores. Is well known as a resale center that sells men's and women's underwear from the new brand sold every day. Makmur Jaya Store is crowded with visitor customers come from various backgrounds looking for products that offer comfort, quality, and reliability for daily use. In addition to trust brand product, Makmur Jaya Store offer a wide range of price, making it accessible to different segment of customer, from affordable option to premium quality items. Shopper can choose according to their needs and budget. Moreover, the store profit various product codes, size, and model for both men and women. This with selection allow to find products that the best suits hair preference. With complete product availability, competitive process, and growing customer trust, Makmur Jaya Stores continue to strengthen its position as a preferred shopping destination in the community. That concludes our report on the highlight of Makmur Jaya Store. We'll return with more news shortly. And my name is Johannes. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Next, we have from the 5th semester students of Undira universities that actively participated in academic and organizational activities.
A drum performance was staged by 5th semester Undira students at the Undira Tanjung Duren campus hall. This is well attended, even proved to be an important part of the learning process. The 5th semester Undira students not only presented stories, but also practice how to teach character strengths, such as cooperation and empathy, to others through drama and role playing.
Ya pemirsa, di sini saya mau nginterview seseorang untuk menanyakan apa dramanya, terus dan karakternya sebagai apa. Dan di sini ada Bapak Fadoli. Izin Pak,
Yes.
mau nanya-nanya Pak, boleh?
Siap.
Tadi kalian drama apa Pak? Bisa dijelaskan?
Maksudnya temanya ya? Ya, kelompok kita temanya tentang robot chaos AI, di mana jalan ceritanya secara singkatnya si robot itu didesain untuk membalas dendam ke profesor karena profesornya galak, ya kan? Tapi di akhir cerita robotnya error dan chaos gitu.
Menarik Pak. Tadi karakternya apa aja Pak?
Saya sendiri karakter sebagai Vale. Vale itu sebagai yang apa ya, yang suka konspirasi, yang suka istilahnya teori-teori semacam itu dah. Jadi mereka ketika ada sesuatu yang menyangkut robotnya error, saya membalasnya dengan sebuah konspirasi di skripnya gitu.
Oh gitu Pak. Wah, luar biasa sih pemirsa ya. Apa ya kesusahan dan kesulitan Bapak ketika presentasi ngedrama sama teman-temannya?
Kesulitannya sih emang kita kan semua di sini karyawan ya. Jadi memang mengumpulkan orang karyawan itu agak susah. Jadi waktu sih sama latihannya emang agak sulit mengumpulkan karena kita semua kerja gitu.
Bisa dijelasin Pak, ketika sebelum drama ini ada latihan yang begitu bisa dibilang karena karyawan kan ada yang nggak datang,
Ya pasti dong, ada yang nggak bisa datang, ada yang telat, ya segala macam lah, pasti kesulitannya di situ karena itu lagi kita kan semua di sini karyawan, jadi susah mengatur waktu untuk kumpul bersamanya itu.
Cara backupnya itu gitu Pak?
Ya kita salah satu kita backup dengan baca skrip sendiri gitu, jadi ya kita backup semaksimal mungkin. Yang penting jalan dulu, kita latihan, tahu apa settingnya bagaimana, tahu skripnya bagaimana, yang penting fokus ke diri masing-masing dulu aja gitu.
Wah, luar biasa Pak. Terima kasih banyak informasinya Pak.
Siap, terima kasih.
Terima kasih banyak. Oke pemirsa, itulah informasi dari Bapak Fadoli. Ya, Anda bisa mendengar tadinya apa yang dikatakan Pak Fadoli. Oke, terima kasih pemirsa dan kembali ke studio. Terima kasih.
We also have news again about the drama preparation for the final exams of the 5th semester of Undira University. Students prepare drama performance as part of their final examination.
Okay, good morning everyone. This is Abi Ed here and I am reporting directly from the University of Dian Nusantara from the campus. Tonight we're bringing you a special look behind the scenes of the drama department where the students are still hard at work long after the most classroom have closed. Let's see.
Like right now, it's already late at night, but the rehearsal room is alive with energy. These drama students are practicing intensely as they prepare for their final performance exam scheduled for January the 3rd, 2026. For many of them, this rehearsal is more than just an assignment. This is a culmination of months of creative work, collaboration, and dedication. Students can be seen perfecting their lines, adjusting their blocking, and policing every detail to make sure their performance meets the highest standards. One of the students told us that staying up late is challenging, but they're excited to show their best work on the stage. The final exam is not only best of skill, but also of celebration of everything they have learned throughout the semester. Cannot wait to see them on the stage playing for us, for sure.
Okay, and then as the night goes on, the commitment and passion of these young performers behind us continue to shine. We wish them the best of luck for the final drama examination on January the 3rd. So, reporting from the drama studio, I am Abi. Back to you in studio. Thank you.
For the next news from Arjuna Golf, it was introduced as a new destination offering premium golfing facilities.
Good evening viewers, a few golf destination, a combination natural beauty with a quality playing experience is known to the public. Arjuna Golf is emergency a premier choice of golf enthusiasts seeking for the challenge and comfort. Set against the natural landscape, Arjuna Golf features a well-designed course, the over-technical challenge the progressive professional players while remaining accessible for beginners. The lush green, fresh and carefully planned layout provide an refreshing and enjoyable golfing experience. This is Arjuna Golf. The presence of Arjuna Golf is expected not only to support the development of golf athletes but also to promote sport tourism and provide a high quality, resilient space for the community. That's a look at Arjuna Golf, where sport meets a natural. I'm Jenny, I'm back to the studio.
Okay, that concludes today's news. Thank you for watching. I am El.
And I'm Daniel Putra.
See you next time.